Okie dokie. Let's go to the secret room then. Let's go to the secret room with Kyoko. Oh shit. Like what? Makoto, man? What the? Why do you seem so surprised? Like nothing's wrong. Why would anything be wrong, man? Like like zoinks. He's acting really strange. Well, I guess he's always acting really strange. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my room now, man. Like, take her easy, partner. Like, see ya. Understandable. Have a good day. Hell yeah. What's up, girl? My obsession. I don't know. Wait. Bobby. Is that how you say it? Okay. What are you doing? Living. I see. Anyway, I'm heading back to my room. I'll just be there living, totally calm. Bobby. Oh, understandable. Have a good day. This game is a fucking nutcrack. Hey, Makoto. Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go in and check again. What? Just hurry up and go, and make sure you don't run off. I'm gonna wait here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful. I thought I made her mad against me. Why are you just standing there? Go up, hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going. And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Certainly, Kyoko. I'm going to go back into the secret room to find out if there's any more secret documents. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, you know, at this point, the mastermind knows that we're fucking up to shit. He just face palms. Okay, first I have to find the cable network. Oh, it's in the drawer, right? According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in the drawer. Found it. This is the cable network, right? And we just have to connect it to Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it. Yeah, I think it worked. I'll just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please, just wait a little while longer. Just hold on tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and the rest of us, as friends. Friends? Even me? Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. Arigato. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings. I see. Then there's nothing left for us here. Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko! Yes. She's like down the hall already? Yes. So we're just gonna split up? Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I had more I wanted to talk to you about, like, what are you gonna do about Sakura? Well, something has to be done, it's true. But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we, if we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego. All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. It's our only option. Believe it! We parted ways and I headed back to my room. Free time? I'm kind of tired. So I laid down on my bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego. But I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Bing bong. Huh? Bing bong. The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back into the real world. Rattle. Makoto, get out here. Kyoko? What's going on? Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. Nani? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Uh-oh! Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I heard a look inside. And when I did... Uh-oh! Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head. What's going on? Did something happen to her? I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. I mean, that's the same for, you know, me talking to most girls anyway, so. I tried talking, I tried texting, I tried engaging in some friendly activities, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do? First of all, we need to get into the room. But the door's locked, right? If we can't break in, we'll be violating school regulations. We're going to force our way in. I just said the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why? It feels like the door is pressing. It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair? Either way, the door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in. Let's smash the window. That would be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right there. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? 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 Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure... Dots. Kyoko didn't reply. That's not good. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it! You can handle this, right, Makoto? Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two, stand back! I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. Crash! The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the open door window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I could just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the doorknob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... She's gone. All I felt was cold death. I could only feel the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... a body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin. All-Star Apologies, Chapter 4, Deadly Life. Huh? Sakura's? Sakura's dead? She's really dead? I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse. There it is. Or a reaction. Oh god. Oh, Hina's not going to take this one well. I have to get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. I passed some gas while the time passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Whoa! Like, ogre! Oh, she's dead? Huh? Sakura's been killed? I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what that means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you're going to say? No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room. It was one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura! Like, what? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation. Oh, I mean, that's what everyone did when... That's what everyone fucking did when I was accused in the first trial! Hold on! Hold on! I'm taking my opportunity, fucker. I'm accusing you right off the bat. You hated her, so you killed her. That's what I'm saying. Fuck you. You poisoned the water hole. Case closed. End of story. We don't even need a trial. Fuck this shit. I don't need to investigate anything because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Jeez, I don't know how your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right. It's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. The whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting a chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blacken is this time, I owe you one. You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are on the line, right? What the hell? He owes them one? I hate them. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura. Dots. Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. Alright, we'll have Sakura's dead body watch her dead body. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura. Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you. Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. Okay. I could understand if he asked me to do it because, like, obviously I've shown that, you know, okay, maybe I can get things wrong or something. Like, maybe I'm not, like, perfect at this whole thing. So, like, it makes sense. But Kyoko has literally been, like, the one examining the body, actually taking in consideration details and clues. Like, it would be a liability to leave her out of the trial. Like, I feel like the ultimate, like, I'm telling you, he is not an ultimate prodigy. He's just an ultimate douchebag. Like, he does not use common sense. Like, in this aspect, he is making it a liability throwing Kyoko out. Because he's not going to touch the body. He's not going to fucking look at every detail. All he does is just, I gotta walk around and read some books and stuff. Like, he's literally thwarting the trial if he leaves her out of the loop. Like, all she can do now is just investigate the scene of the crime at this point. She can't go anywhere else if, you know, there's other clues to be found. But whatever. Mr. Ultimate Prodigy. Fucking retard. God. An order? Fine. I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. Oh, snap! Bringing it back to ya! Oh, snap! Like, Nani? One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her. Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting one of you kill the one of you who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me in. Like, Nani? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope, I don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? Like, if you're gonna go that far, what can I do, man? I mean, like, I don't have anything to hide, so, like, why should I care, man? Then it's decided. Nothing's decided! I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But... We have to find out who killed Sakura. For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. That's fine. I guess it's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body? That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it! Don't let your memes be memes. Whoa, everyone disappeared. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon, so obviously that doesn't matter what time. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that? The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and the door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really have happened in real life? And right before our very eyes like this? Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind. When you break down... Okay. It's definitely... If you have not figured out what her ultimate talent is... I don't know what to tell you, fam. I'm still not going to spoil it anything, but... It's fucking obvious at this point. When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created and after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh? Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. So like the gas chamber? I probably shouldn't have made that joke. You put a switch in and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through the gap in the door, something like that. But in this case, it doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list. The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that? The boogeyman! He's in the locker! Check the locker! There's a boogeyman in the locker! That's what killed Sakura! It's the boogeyman! Case closed. Voted. Boogeyman. They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they just use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up all along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe. And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually locked room at all. Not a locked room. By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think you can cross that one off too, right? I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which one of those 4 choices seems most likely in this case? That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Poor Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence that of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body. They poisoned the water hole. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Byakuya? However, your eyes have landed in a most interesting location. Interesting? Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Oh my god, fuck you. Some candy here. Candy wrapper? Looks like some kind of wrapper. Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of them in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, and that's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Hina? Polka dot candy wrapper. Some shattered glass here. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura is sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added. So then it must have came from here. Yeah, there's 2 missing because I remember that was stacked like early on in daily lives. But it looks like there's 2 missing. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. It looks like well, what we found was what? The rook? Or no, that's not the rook. It was the knight. So we found a knight pawn on the ground. It looks like there's chess pieces. They're holding a different piece. And is that the king on the end? Oh, I don't know exact chess pieces. I don't know. So are we missing the queen? It looks like we're missing the queen, and I found the knight on the ground next to the shattered glass. So obviously the bottles came from here. What I'm wondering is how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? That's not what I'm worried about right now. It's no different from your standard shipping bottle. This is not what I'm worried about. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. So this is Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? And the shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that Monokuma bottle was the weapon. See? There's boogeyman prints in here! Huh? The locker's open. And there on the inside, it's a handprint. The boogeyman attacked Sakura, god damn it! What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust. It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and then left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open. Nope, that's not the case, because if you remember, I think in the scene, the locker was already open. So there was actually no boogeyman in the room. Damn it! I don't think the boogeyman did it. During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not? Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And the locker was already open behind her. Yep. Oh, yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. So someone was in the room beforehand, but I accidentally left it open. So there's no way someone could have hidden in there after we'd opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does the handprint mean? Someone was in there before, and it's just there. They left it open. Looks like there's a bloodstain over here. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf, bloodstains. Anything to do with the magazines? The same shelf is full of magazines. There's all kinds of magazines here. Oh, duh. I thought there would be something worthwhile. Oh. They poisoned the water hole! I told you! They probably poisoned her protein or some shit. Because you're going to sit here and tell me that someone clonked her on the head and it knocked her out? The ultimate martial artist? Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. They probably poisoned her. There's some kind of plastic container rolling on the ground near the entrance of the room. It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of alignments. I wouldn't take that to heart. I would take that to heart if I were you. I know. Or I wouldn't, I think she said. But still, this protein can. I got a label. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the Chem Lab. But that's strange. Huh? What is? You see that scattered... What's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. But they aren't just scattered around the can. They are also underneath it. Meaning it was just placed there recently. If it was laying there the whole time... and I broke the window, it would have only been scattered. The glass would have just scattered around it. It wouldn't be underneath it. Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. I'm not sure how. I see how. Empty protein drink. Is there something I can do with the door? This door is the only way out of the in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Huh. Interesting. So it looks like we have to narrow down our list of locked room mechanics down even further. We already know who did it. Byakuyo, Toko, and Hiro. Or it has to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out, anything more. Dots. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. And said not to worry. That she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, even by force, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets. I know. AOE's account. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time in the same place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I heard with the three of them directly. Can Kyoko do anything? But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type that would go down without a fight. And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how would a killer be able to get an upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must... Oh, I think she said that, my bad. They must have taken her by surprise, right? Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand a chance against her. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way a fucking clunk to the head was gonna do her in. I think she was like poisoned or something. I think that would explain the vomiting of the blood. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet with her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to the effect. Yes. But what fool would I... But what a fool I'd do... Wait. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byako says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account. Oh, can I do something with the glass? No, it's... Oh, the chair. The chair. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there is no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created a locked room from inside, not from the outside. Rec room door. Huh. Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part. Then you should probably go talk with people for now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. Why does everyone decide everything for me? She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted me to go meet with other two people. I need to hear what they have to say. Oh, dang it. I think I accidentally investigated it. My bad. I need to actually click the O button to leave. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Toko. Oh, it's Sayaka. Whoopsie. Rattle, rattle. Dang it. I just wanted to sniff her panties one more time. There's no point in trying to go now. There she is. I pressed the doorbell. Bing bong. And after a few seconds... Huh? Who's there? An almost negative aura I've felt. The aura of total decay. Well, what do you want? So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore? Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too. You don't look like you're in a good mood. She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time? Dots. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked you to meet with had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Byako already told me that she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? Yeah, I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get a note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Until we can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Everyone's just saying, obviously people are going to say they're not going to go see her, but someone's fucking lying. There's evidence in the fucking room already that someone went there. Someone else besides Sakura. I pressed the doorbell. Bing bong. And after a few seconds, like, what's up, Makoto? You need something, man? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. Like, how did you know that, man? Well, like, did you maybe, like, gaze into my soul? Like, have your abilities, like, awaken in you? Like, zoinks! Like, you're using, like, 3% of your power, man. Pretty soon, you'll be able to just use only, like, 1% like me, brother. Like, but I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with, man. Like, Ogre told me herself, like, she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too, man. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, like, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course, man. But didn't she write you a note? Like, yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person. And she, like, happened to mention it to others, like, in passing, man. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then, you went to meet with Sakura. Like, no way. I totally didn't, man. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. Like, last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office, man. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, like, do I still have it? Like, let's see. Hiro was feeling around his pockets. Like, sorry. Looks like you don't have it anymore, man. You always just fucking toss shit away, man. You're stupid. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pockets. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out, man. Trash? Like, anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but, like, I never went, man. So, well, if you'll, like, excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that with just trash, it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. There's only 2 people who had access to that candy. Well, Hina did, but Hina, I think, told me she gave some to Sakura. Meaning, that's the only way. Unless Hina directly gave him that candy, which I don't think she would. Maybe Sakura was trying to, like... So he's lying. He went to go see her. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look into the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor in the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Uh-oh. Makoto, did you have an eye for the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, got it. I think what you meant was to say, yes, sir, I understand. You have a small dick, and I think your glasses make you look like a fag. Just saying, brother. Don't fuck with me, alright? Just trying to investigate like you. You don't gotta make it like, oh, I'll lick my feet and tell me I'm pretty. Like, fuck off. Kyoko's toes are the only ones for me. And Sayaka's, but she's passed. This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's the powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Chemical X! There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like a bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out. And at that point, this room was like this. Then this powder must have been spilled. That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. There's footprints in here already, though. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How did these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? You may need to sketch out a floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and pen. Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me? So, wait, I'm not a fucking artist! Goddamn! cool it! I understand this is an ultimate school for ultimate kids, but do I look like a goddamn ultimate artist? Jesus Christ. You draw the floor plan next time. I'm sure you fucking do scribbles or something. Probably put like some stick figures on there. Goddamn. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business with the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight for that shelf, did whatever they had to, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. These footprints must be Makoto. Are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. These footprints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can say for now. Footprints in the powder. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. A protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving as unit section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here by accident? So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they are used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived with such ignorance for so long? It must truly be a bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? I'm not gonna deny it, but I fucking hate it. The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suit you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry about it too much about this shelf. On this shelf is, one look I can tell there's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These all look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with a letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split up into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle that was labeled from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem lab shelf has been added. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Alright. Looks like I'm done here. Shit, I killed Sakura from that deduction. So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying. Well, I made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, this shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Something new. So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you be sure to find it. The correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come up with their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? I don't think it's okay to make that joke right now, buddy. Look at that stare. No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Damn it! I need 100% trust so I can get them toes. No. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma battles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment? Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that? I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here. So, anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it! I took the broom and dustpan and got to work. My nose is really itchy. I apologize. You're probably... you can probably hear that on the mic. I don't know. If you can, it's probably going to sound like me like fapping or something. I promise it's me scratching my nose. I'm sorry. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting. Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing? So we're basically gonna form a chemical reaction and create a nuclear device, thus blowing up the school so we can get out of here. Wait, what? Why didn't we just do this all along? I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. What's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? That's right, a kilogram of steel, because steel is heavier than feathers. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected with one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. What do you mean? Why do you want me to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. First, let's compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced, which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight. Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on the other side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there. Okay, then let's give it a try. But it's heavier! Huh? The broken pieces are heavier! How is that possible? Just as I thought. You used the wrong plastic bag. What? The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it together. And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. There's more than one bottle shattered in the pieces that I collected. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment. She said magazines, right? Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident? If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... One of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message? Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this... It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it down. A dying message. But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I could see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. Yeah, I think someone's just either like the real killer. I think Hiro was definitely lying. He came here and shit went down, and maybe like I don't know, like, he attempted to kill her or, you know, did something that made it look like she was dead, and he freaked out, and to, like, try and pin it on someone, he just wrote Toko down, maybe. Because she was one of the other ones that was supposed to visit. So, in theory, that could be my assumption. I'm pretty sure it was just used to try to draw suspicion away from him. If it was Hiro that wrote it. But I know for sure Hiro went. He went. He's lying to me. That candy proves it. He went to the room with Sakura. It just seems too easy. If anything makes it more suspicious. I think I already read that. Magazine, dying message. Oh, I think they want the body again, right? According to Kyoko, there's still something that's need to be discovered about Sakura's body. Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? Dots. There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times, I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it. That's totally normal. Then how can you... I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. That's not the kind of thing you need to say right now, okay? Like, I don't know. When you phrase it like that, that sounds wrong. Oh yeah, I'm completely fine with touching dead bodies in the past. Like, you know, so someone who works in a morgue would probably even consider that, like, you know, oh yes, you know, at first I'm sure they probably mentioned I work at a morgue, so I am used to seeing a lot of corpses, dead bodies, stuff like that. They would probably phrase it like that. This is like, oh yeah, I have experience with dead bodies. Like, woof. Calm down there, girl. What? Sorry, never mind. More importantly, look here. Her shoes. You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out. That powder is clue number 1. Shit, meaning she spilled the chemicals. Because if it's on the top of her shoe, she spilled the chemicals C9 or whatever was on the floor. So she knocked over the chemicals. But judging from obviously if we didn't examine her soul, it doesn't look like she stepped in it. She just spilled it. And then obviously didn't create shoe prints because she spilled it. And some of it got on the top of her shoe. So she didn't step in it, but she spilled it. Next is the wound on her head. Look carefully. Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Confirming our bottle theory. 2 blows. Interesting. Wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. So, that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. And Byakuya was all like, oh, fuck you, you're just gonna get in our way. Like, ding dong, hello, you were in the chem lab the whole time, probably sniffing smelling salts or some shit. Dots. Oops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring. I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. Oop, 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 oop. See you soon. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, brother. Brother. Brother.
What is wrong with me? Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist! The locked room murder mystery! What the... oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how... oh, he's actually, like, breaking the fourth wall here and, like, telling us... like, no matter how awful something is, if you just toss a smiley face, it turns positive. For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Rawr XD. Like, this is just plain creepy, man. And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put a sad face, it makes it look super negative. For example, do you have 100 friends? Sad face. Like, he's right. That does make it seem sad, man. Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you there. I'll see you down there. Hoop, ha, ha. What the hell was that? Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone? Like, I don't think I'm acting casual, man. I mean, I didn't murder anyone, man. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into the steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunky sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Ooh, the Egyptian setting. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, we are all ready to begin. So you know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Sure, why not? I don't fucking... Somebody's gonna hack my PlayStation. But anyway, I'm gonna do it for that episode. That's gonna do it for that episode. Hope you all enjoyed that one. And, you know, hope to see y'all in the class trial, baby. That was such a shitty way to... I don't know what I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like this is just rinse and repeat, right? You know, daily life, talk to some people, someone does some murdering, and we do the class trial. And it's simple as that. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed that one, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.